And I don't even know if people realize it. It's like a shifting of the polar ice caps. Like today, if you were going to be a person who had a controversial comic book, you would most likely be on the right.
100%.
If you had like anything remotely as satirical and as fucked up as some of those R. Crumb comics, have you ever read those?
Did you know R. Crumb was going to draw my graphic novel?
No.
You didn't know this? Do you know Harvey Pekar wrote a book about me, right?
Who did?
Harvey Pekar?
I did not. I did not know that.
Harvey Pekar from American Splendor, who is R. Crumb's like bestie, right? He had a graphic novel about me, came out in 2006, and R. Crumb was originally going to be the artist, which would have been absolutely insane.
Did you ever watch that documentary?
Of course, where his brother's eating the rope?
Insane. His brother's just out to lunch, just reading books all day and living in the house.
They're all like insane. But that was such a, I mean, talking about earlier, we're talking about Austin, like the Midwest in that time when America was kind of this like dark and lost place. Yeah. There was so much creativity in that alt comic scene, especially all the way through the 90s. Like a lot of really amazing creative people. Dan Klaus is another one who's just amazing. Really just great stuff. Yeah, so Harvey did a book about me. It goes for like $200 now too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but R. Crumb's comics are pretty fucking wild. Like today, even then, you know, when I was like, this is how much of hippies my parents were. We had that R. Crumb "How to Wipe Your Ass" thing framed in the bathroom. Do you know that?
No, I don't know that one. No.
There's like R. Crumb had like it was like a toilet that like showed you how to wipe your ass. It's the most ridiculous thing, and it was like that's it right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't forget to wipe your ass, folks, bro. That was fucking in my house. That was in our bathroom when I was a little kid.
Framed?
So yeah, my parents were
They
wild.
didn't just tape it up, they put a frame on it?
If I remember correctly, either it was framed or it was like posted somewhere. I don't remember exactly how it was. I'm pretty sure it was framed though.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was like a poster or something. That was it right there.
Yeah, but like,
don't
there's a
forget to wipe your ass, folks.
My buddy Eric July just had a Kickstarter or something like that for his comic book series. I think he raised like 100,000 or some crazy number. So there is this big, but he's an anarchist. He's considered on the right. Yeah. But yeah, like people are, because the other thing is, it's not just that it's this kind of leftist crap. It's just regurgitating the same stories. Like how many times is Superman going to punch Brainiac in the face?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, it's just kind of gets old
really
fast.
There's like two different kinds of comics, right? There's like comics that are like the classic superhero genre comics that I loved growing up. Like the Avengers and the Hulk and Conan the Barbarian, all that shit. And then there's like these graphic novels that are independent and people do like really weird, cool stuff. And I guess you could put like Spawn in there. You know, you could put like a bunch of them. You could put a bunch of these like very interesting comics, but then they go like as far out there. I was like, when I lived in Boston, they had these independent comic book stores. You go there and there'd be these like really small batch comics that these weirdo artists would create. And some of them were wild, like really amazing, interesting, you know, like out there stuff in comic book form. But if you're going to have anything that's like as controversial as R. Crumb, it's going to be coming from the right now, which is really weird. It's like a new thing.
And that's unprecedented, right?
Unprecedented. The right is the one telling us to get out of this war in Ukraine. It's the right.
Can you imagine if you just like during the Bush era, if you imagine that Republicans would be chanting, "Let's get the military home, enough of the war machine." It would be because it's almost as crazy as Bernie Sanders a couple of years ago telling us we need to support either the CIA or the FBI. I'm like, you are the epitome of this filthy like you open your wallet, moths are going to fly out. And you're telling us to trust the FBI or CIA? I couldn't believe it, but it's this
blanket trust.
Yeah, it's this complete.
I trust the idea of both of them.
Do
I trust
you?
some of the individuals that are in them. Yes, but it's just a fucking group of humans. When you have a group of humans, any group of humans, you're gonna have certain people that bend the rules. You're gonna have certain people that say, you know what, I think I can get away with this. You're gonna have certain people that say, I'm gonna use this power because it's fun. You got a lot of weird things that happen when you get people, and if you call them the FBI, it's a fucking group of humans. They're just humans, like all of us.
I had dinner with an either FBI, I think it was CIA operative or FBI, but I'm not sure CIA, and he was talking about how it's illegal for him or his coworkers to like look up his ex-girlfriend's Gmail, but what he could do is call his contact in France and be like, hey, look up this Gmail for me, and he could look it up for his French girl, for his French buddy, and he was talking about like, oh, this is how corrupt we are. I'm like, you should be in jail. Like, you're using your powers to look up your ex's emails, and you're just talking about like, oops, I'm on the take. Like,
right,
you're
that
evil.
Should be a serious crime.
It is, though.
Yeah.
It's just not enforced. There's no way that's not a serious crime. When
That's so wild.
So when people talk about corruption and like, oh, it's, you know, it's like Hunter Biden's on the take, that's not the corruption I'm worried about. It's shit like this.